This is your Blizzard vehicle, I think. The Durango is too. I mean, this is pretty impressive. But I've been through stuff in the Durango, and I'm like, oh my god, really? And I'm sure this truck is just as capable. Maybe more so. It's got the horses, that's for sure. You sure can't see on that. Remember we went up the dump, we're like that.
Yeah.
Bounced off the dirt. It's worse in our yard than it worse than anywhere else. I'm sure out in the country it's going to be. Entertaining.
Always entertaining.
Okay, folks, let's put it in here. Wagoneer, there's an expensive ride. Find a Grand Wagoneer, it's like $80,000 or $100,000 or something, which is ridiculous. Look at the loader, the little Bobcat with the big blade on it there, cruising along. They get very unstable. And bouncy is a thing too. Then they're done that with bigger equipment, and smaller. One of the fun parts about being FM was plowing the snow. Cutting the grass. I didn't want to really weed whack, I just wanted to cut the grass. Like a three blade, well, Joe's probably got something like that, a 3-blade deck, mow deck on it. About 13 horses or something like that, or 18, whatever it was.
You want to get the lawn tractor with the extra cup holder.
Well, we had one, that was the most ratty one in the wing, was always at hotel, like most equipment. Oscar didn't even get, I just got a lawnmower. We had a small lawnmower with, this type of thing, and it had wheel weights on the back of it. You put in the summer, in the winter, you put wheel weights and chains on, and then you had this blade you would swing around. Worked pretty good, actually. I've gone through 3-foot drifts with it before because there was nothing else available. But you're out there all day and all night, freezing your tail off because this guy's chained up and he's got a blower. We didn't have a blower, but there is no cab. So he's got some weather gear on. He's not fully dumped up because it's not really bad out. I've been out there with all my hot gear on. It's still freezing out there. There's almost no heat that you notice from the motor. So, and the one that was really good heaters was a John Deere tractor they brought out. Had a PTO, which they wouldn't use because they're very dangerous. But there was a big PTO powered hydraulic blower that would have chopped through all the stuff. We weren't allowed to use it. So we would take the scoop and we would scoop the snow up. Well, by then you take so much weight forward, the back end would go. So then you had to stomp down on this, like a clutch pedal, but it would lock the rear axle. And so what you had to do is you put about 4 cops on the back of the snowblower that you weren't allowed to use. And then you would, if you'd let you use the snowblower, you would have been done with that. But you had an open PTO, and those things are deadly. You get anywhere near it, it sucks you in, you're dead. It can chop you up into pieces, throw you out. So you don't want to screw with that. And they didn't have any guards, so they didn't spend the money for guards. But we could have went through any drift as high as a snowblower. Let's see, I got a little teeny blower on this one here, and a cab. So that's John Deere though. Probably surprised. the green paint in it. Attempted a jump. Guess we'll just enjoy the ride here.
Yeah, somebody commented on my videos a while back that you went through a red light. I was like, okay. I went back on the clip. I was like, yeah, it turned red as we were already through the intersection.
Yeah. Yep.
I was like, give us a break, guys.
Didn't get all the data there. There's more involved than just the light.
Yeah.
It's the conditions of the traffic.
Yeah.
Well, at least the garbage is out. The sub. Hopefully it doesn't snow too much more today. That would be nice because I would be done with the worst.
Next Thursday is supposed to be like 65.
It's all gonna melt.
Yeah.
Make a gooey mess.
Yeah.
It's called winter still.
Well,
Especially
it's called
we're in
spring now, huh?
Look around. Does it look like spring?
Yeah, North Dakota does.
Yeah.
I don't know why they call that road business district. There aren't many businesses on it.
I don't know.
That's what it used to be called. Probably used to have businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Used to. I used to be able to go without pain pills.
Well, I took a Tylenol because I started
Yeah,
shoveling. My back went.
Took that, and then my knee was having a little bit of fun this morning because of the weather, and I was like, well,
Well, the weather. Oh, there you go. Now you got an articulated loader. Those are hood
Yeah.
to drive. You got to be careful. They are big and powerful. But yeah, fun job with a big machine. You're out there when you're shoveling and this stuff. Not so much fun. See how busy things are. It's probably nice for Legion who goes up there and does the good plowing at the Legion. If he's in town. He's in town. Retired Air Force single guy. So.
Yep.
Oh, that was a bad cut.
That was a
too
ditch.
short.
That was a ditch.
Found the ditch. Yep.
Hard to see with all that white.
Well, the good thing is it's a truck and it went, yeah, so what? Right?
Yeah.
K2s and just clawed right about there. No problem.
Some fun there.
Okay. Parking might be entertaining. So it is. Let's see what we can do. Might have to just drop you off. Wait a minute, there might be a spot.
Way over there. Well, maybe. You could probably force it.
Yep, it'll go through.
Just crawl right up there.
Yeah. Let's make sure.
That might be fun.
Yeah. That's right. Grab a truck.
why it says Dodge on front of it.
Yes, pig. Yeah.
You got the car, and then you got another car. And then you're good to the right once this van goes by. Hurry up, man.
Yeah, I got a car coming the other way.
Still good to the right now.
Where's the van going?
Yep. You're still good. They're coming to the right.
Okay, Delta in. Delta's in her there. Generating noise. 30 degrees. Well, at least the snow stopped.
Yeah, for now.
Hmm?
Yep. I think moved to the east, I think.
Any more coming? Do we
I
know?
don't think so.
We're done. Hope so. I had enough of the snow already.
I think the winter weather advisory is supposed to end at 4 anyhow. So.
Okay. Let's figure out what we're doing here. Police eye. Strategic parking position, maybe?
Or it's just doing paperwork.
Could be that too.
Good place to take a lunch break though. Have a good view.
Yeah, maybe they've been having problems. I don't know, or just a strategic point to be.
Market place and,
Yep.
and maybe take a lunch.
Yep. Yep.
It's lunchtime.
Yep. Yep. By drive-through, got it. Boogie down.
Place to, well, still good view.
Yeah.
And you're visible to everybody, so.
Yep. And that's part of the game. Driving by and being seen, that deters crime as well.
No, it's really harder with those ghosted liveries.
Hmm?
Those ghosted liveries are a little harder to see.
Yeah.
Especially at night. Probably why they do it.
Ready for something. Times I wish I'd have finished that other degree. I don't know what I would have done with it. But
Yeah.
yeah, it got to be too much work. not enough time.
She's 111 years old.
Yep. And I liked going here. It was a small school. It was close. I wasn't interested in a big school. I mean, you had a couple graduate programs, and I looked at two of them and said no. And we went over to law school and just laughed and laughed.
Actually, North Dakota's not too bad.
No, it's no.
Mom went there, didn't she?
Yep, she got her degree there. Yep. Julie went there. I think after she had a Caesar, she dropped out, and then Steve went there for a while. No, did he? Yeah, I think he did.
Justin went to Alexander.
That was smart. That was very smart.
Yeah.
What he did. He got in the right field at the right time. Yeah, that was very smart.
Although he said that he really wasn't really enjoying the. Last time we were at the reunion with him, where I was talking to him, and he said he kind of wished he went into something else. So it wasn't as enjoyable as he was hoping it was going to be.
Was it as what?
Wasn't as enjoyable looking back at it now than he thought it would be.
Well, it is a good field for jobs.
It was, but he said he really wished he'd gotten something else.
What? Like what?
I don't know. I think he wanted to do like building and stuff.
Construction?
Yeah, I think he said he was.
You can't do that when you're old, though. Is the problem.
No. He said it just didn't really. He said he says at the time it wasn't so bad, but he says looking back on it now, he said he just wish you had done something different.
Well, I liked what I did in the Air Force for a long time until I got a chance to be an FM. Got to the point where I had to retire because I was been there too long. So it's just the way that goes.
Well, if I wouldn't have had all the medical issues, I would have probably gone into some branch of the military rally.
What job do you think you were thinking about?
You know, I probably would have been trying to be a cop, probably, or some kind of. I don't know if I could work at missiles, but cop maybe at missiles. But I don't know. Beyond that, I don't know.
Well, it was pretty good to me. But if I had stayed technical, I would have been bored to tears. But it would have paid dividends later on.
I don't know if I'd done technical stuff or not. I don't know.
Tech has its own problems. But what I was trying to say is, if I'd have stayed,
maybe weather. Maybe I would have tried to go in weather or something.
Really narrow slot.
Thinking about that.
There's not very many slots for that in there. Some of them require you to deploy to bare base and try to do it too, which is okay.
Only good thing is when you get out, you could have possibly get into weather service.
Yep.
Which would have been an interesting field.
Yep.
Or something. It would have probably been interesting.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I had a little bit more issues.
Yeah. Well, there we are. I liked being a cop for a long time. And I kind of always wished
with the current state of the military now, I don't know anybody want to go in.
No, not until they clean it up. They got to de-woke it.
Yeah. The whole time I graduated high school, it wouldn't have been so bad if we were at a war.
Yeah.
A couple wars.
You'd have been retired by now, or close to retiring.
Let's see. Yeah. 2002 I graduated.
I had to retire when I was 42.
So yeah, it would have been close. Yeah. If I did 24 years like you, or 23 and a half, whatever it was, I'd have been very close to retiring if I wasn't an officer.
What's his name? Marla's kids.
Clay. Or,
no.
Sean.
Sean. He's retired.
Yeah.
And Clay is retired, so that's the same time frame. Within a few years, one way or the other.
Yeah.
A couple of years difference or something.
Yeah. I don't know. Marcy wouldn't have had all of her issues if she'd been in longer.
She was sharp. She was going somewhere, but then she got a kid, which creates an issue.
Well, there's that, but she had the medical problems.
Medical problems, lots of medical problems.
She's still dealing with them.
Yeah, but that's the way it is. You don't get to choose that very long.
Yeah. Almost all my friends are having their 40th birthdays this year. I'm like, yeah, I already had that. Welcome to Club 40. I keep telling them. Then some of them are like, oh, yay, and other ones were like, don't tell me I'm 40. And I'm like, unfortunately. And some of them are starting to go through the kind of back pain I went through a couple years ago. Which I'm like, I'll give you my advice on it. Go to your doctor and tell him you need this pill. Believe me, it'll help. Don't listen to what those other people say. Get this pain pill. It works.
Might depend on their body too.
It could be, but it was like
maybe laid out differently.
They were talking about they were in some massive pain with their back, and I was like, yeah, no, I went through this all, and I went through the month in the ER of going to run around through all the stuff, and I said, just go to your doctor and tell him you need this.
But what they did with us, they would give you a 400 milligram Motrin. Then they said, we got an 800. 800
do that anymore.
No, it chews up your stomach and everything else.
They say here, they'll say here's a bottle of Aleve. Go enjoy.
Aleve didn't exist yet, but they give you 200 or 400, and you knew you were in trouble when they gave you 800
or 1,000.
Yeah, that's like it did work.
That's a medical. That was a medical version of it. So
well, that did work.
Yeah. I don't know.
Nothing's
flowing. There's water going over there.
Is there a little bit?
Yeah, there's water going over there. So it's starting to melt. But, yeah. He was saying that he went to the walk-in clinic, and they said he has a disc like mine had, and I said, yeah, well, here's what you probably need to go do. You're in pain really bad, right? I said, yeah. It's like almost hard to turn out of bed. I says, okay, this is what I have had to do since then. You need to, well, I said Aleve helps. You can't take too much of it though. Here's the infrared thermal pad that I use, which really helps my back.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
And I said, here's the link, buy it. And yeah, it's $200 to buy it. It's worth it. Believe me, it is worth it.
Yeah.
And I says, here's the YouTube channel of the physical therapist on YouTube. Watch that. You'll get some nice exercising techniques that I use when my back starts to go into happy fun land. I said, first off, do not get a TENS unit. Do not place that on your back. No, it might work. It might work sometimes, but when you're in that kind of pain, no. Maybe when you're out of the pain and everything else, maybe it'll work better.
Maybe if we knew more what we were supposed to be doing.
Well, that too. We weren't given any instructions on how to use it or anything either.
Yeah.
It was like the only thing I said is like, yeah, you attach it to where it hurts. I'm like, well, I attached it where it hurt, but I turned it on and I couldn't feel like it was doing anything. I couldn't feel any electrical pulses or anything doing anything good for me.
Yeah, we turned it up.
I turned it all the way up.
Yeah.
Then I could feel it. It felt like it was like little teeny electrical jolts, and it kind of felt good at first. Now I have my own theories on what happened on that. Is the electrical jolts were either numbing the nerve while it was on, or like the feeling I felt like it was pushing the electrical pulses down into the muscle, and it was temporarily paralyzing the muscle.
That could be.
And then later, when the muscle came back together,
it went out.
It sent the nerve that was already twinging like crazy skyrocketing.
Yeah.
Because that's how it felt like to me. It's like, okay, you put the TENS unit on, like, oh yeah, it feels pretty good. Yeah, it kind of feels like it's helping.
I figure, okay, we got this thing.
And then like an hour later, it's like, worse than it was before by like a factor of 50.
Yeah.
I mean, if your pain threshold was already a 9, and you use this thing at its highest level, as I told the ear doctor, it was about a 9 or so when I put the 10 unit on. Then I put the 10 unit on for like 20 minutes on its highest setting, and the pain level dropped to about a 3. And he says, "Oh, that's good." I said, "Yeah, but then an hour later it was back up to like a 50." And I'm like, yeah. After a few times of doing that in physical therapy, I realized
it ain't working.
No more. No. We can't do this. So it's gonna send me to the ER and be in massive pain all night. No.
That's way too much
fun.
And
you know, after we stopped doing it, it wasn't as bad. At least at first. But like even says, we had hydrocodone and that didn't do any good.
Yeah.
It was about the same level as Tylenol or aspirin effect. It was nothing. Oxy sort of worked.
Really hurting.
Oxy sort of worked
his shoulder
for a little bit.
Both his knees.
But even when I was on Oxy, which was the strongest stuff they could legally give me, I was still feeling electrical jolts going down my spine.
Yep.
And even after a couple days, it was like, I still had to go to the ER.
Yep.
And then they told me I couldn't do anything because you're already on the strong stuff.
Yep. Well,
I'm like, I don't know what else to do.
But the other stuff is aimed directly at that. And
well, that's like when I went to the walk-in clinic, and I would not leave until I got something that actually worked. And thankfully, that one doctor or clinic doctor actually looked at my chart, which the other one's just like, oh yeah, here's a Tylenol or whatever. Well, it's the same stuff they gave me in the ER. It didn't work. And then finally he looked at it, and he looked and looked and looked and looked up books and looked up other things and said, yeah, here's this drug that's pretty new, but it targets a whole different
tramadol?
The tramadol, it targets a whole different nerve cluster.
Yes.
And I took one of those pills.
And it made a difference.
And the pain was gone. Like, gone.
Well, I know with me, they wanted to put me on.
It's kind of like that, when they took me in by ER, by ambulance that first time, and they gave me a shot of like Oxy,
something, and everything.
Oxy or morphine or whatever it was.
Everything quit hurting.
And I felt it roll up my arm, over my neck, over my head, and over my right side of my body, and it literally felt like they just took all the pain away out of my body, and it felt so great. I figured within 10 minutes of getting injected, I literally felt like I could stand up and do jumping jacks. I was like, man, it feels good. We're good, yeah, right? We're gonna roll you into the donut. Okay, cool. What's the donut?
Do some X-rays.
We gotta do an MRI on you. Well, I'd already had X-rays.
Yeah.
From the chiropractor.
Yeah.
That doesn't really show you much.
No. Well, it does.
It shows some stuff,
but not everything.
But not the level of details that they really need to see on your on your vertebrae.
Yep.
That's an MRI machine will do.
Yep.
And they shot me a million images, and they said, yeah, now you have 2 degenerative discs. Oh. Yay! And they're different places too. One in the middle of my back, one in the low part of my back.
Yes.
As the middle part of my back is the one where the nerve was really twinging like crazy. I haven't had much problems with that one lately. It's that very lower one that's the problem.
Yep.
That one gets shot really bad. That's when it gives me the sciatic issue sometimes.